y'all? It's your girl, Luscious Barbie, and
your girl, Rahkalon.
Y'all, we are back for another episode where adult time out. You're gonna be adulting, you're gonna be learning, you're gonna be laughing.
Yep.
And you already know Rahkalon got a quote for you, so baby, go ahead and give it to us.
So our discussion for today is about new year, new mindset. You know, we're here for moving some things from the conscious mind to the subconscious and then unpacking some things from the subconscious as well. So our quote reads, every year you make a resolution to change yourself. But this year, make a resolution, wait for it, to be yourself.
That girl went to college.
I've educated. But we really do want to engage you in a awareness that it's not necessarily all about trying to become something you're not. It's so much more about becoming more of who you are. So it might be a season of shedding instead of adding things to the list of things to do.
Okay.
So we wanted to bring in some insight from somebody who every time we have conversation with him, he's dropping major gems.
Gems after gem.
Gem after gem, easily, as if it just is like just regular conversation. And that's what it is for Sans. So we're going to go ahead and bring out of the caught up corner, the one, the only, Sans. Woo, 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 woo.
Yeah, he's so solid too.
Yeah, you breathe. Let my nigga Sans out.
Bring Sans to his backward.
What's up, man? What's up? So, you know, we got to start off by asking you, you were in the caught up corner. What's had you caught up lately?
The corner, I was caught up on the corner like I was a child, like I used to be.
Okay.
And so what I'm caught up in is being inspired every day.
Come on, Mr. Inspired.
What I mean by that is that's an acronym I created. It means to never stop prospering. It requires effort daily. And that's because I come from where you're not inspired.
Yeah.
We're not prospering. Our mindset or our mentality is like very low vibrational.
Yeah.
And so it's more than obviously changing our clothes, changing what we eat. Like you have to begin to change the way you think. And for me, what better way than creating your own acronym and then living by it. Right?
Yeah. Live by example.
Live by example.
That's an excellent thing to be caught up with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that your hat? Is that
Yeah.
Is that merch?
Oh yeah. So
Can we drop that?
Yeah, rep it for the people.
We definitely can. Losers Inspired. That's everything's an acronym. So what I intend to do is to empower each and every individual that I come across. But first I got to empower myself. So I took the acronym Loser. Why? Because my people, black, brown skin, we've always been looked at as like the loser.
The underdog.
The underdog, not even the underdog. You under the underdog. You're the carpet that people walk on.
Wow.
But you don't recognize that loser inspires everybody. You inspire the world. So for me, I created that as an empowerment statement to say that I saw it within myself, within my family, within my ancestral line, that we love outreach and set expectations, and we reward ourselves with that. And so never one time do I ever see us really doing what they say we do, which is being afraid, bowing down. The moment you tell us we can't do something, we're like, all right.
You find a way.
Yeah, we almost ignorant when it come to that, like stubborn, like, you said I couldn't do what? We slaves. Oh, we gonna show y'all about that.
Yeah.
And you lift yourself up and look what happened to the world. Like literally, the world believes in itself more because what our ancestors did, what we continue to do every day. So instead of just allowing that to be something that's divisive, because when you think about loss, if you don't understand loss, how you gonna win?
Right.
We really think like
duality.
are born that way. Like no, you gotta go through enough until you're able to get to that point where you know how to win, where you're able to repeat that process. So this is an empowerment statement. Every time you see it, it means to love outreaching, set expectations, rewarding self, never stop prospering. It requires effort daily. So that's a reminder.
That's an affirmation too.
Right. It's just the love, outreach, and set expectations.
I know, friend. Yeah.
That hit. That hit. Yeah. But just to look at the word lose, you know how some people be like, I took an L, you know what I'm saying? And I love like when people say take an L, it's kind of like, well, you gained a lesson, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But to be able to look at it like, okay, if you took an L and you losing, okay. We like start preaching up here.
And these are the gems we were talking about.
Yeah.
I also think that even when we start thinking about how anybody who really knows success has to learn how to maintain it. It's not just about getting it. Like someone who hits the lottery, if they haven't had the time to experience educating themselves on how to maintain this wealth, it very likely will be squandered. It's not something that they'll be able to manage because they didn't see what it took to gain it.
Right.
But when you've gone through some experiences and you've seen what it costs to get somewhere, you're a lot more likely to be able to maintain it and manage it.
And speaking on that, I'm glad that we're talking about like a new year, new mindset, because like how you said with the lottery, like I remember growing up and I lost my dad, and when I turned 18, I got trust fund money, right? But what 18-year-old, you know, $100,000?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with this money. I don't have no kind of financial literacy at all. That I'm just, oh, you want an Xbox, man? You want to come out with the house? Move in. You know, like where, and then even like for my brother, we're buying people stuff, and I think that it taught a great lesson because we didn't see the work that my dad even put in to get the money to be able to have a CD to put that back for us, or to be able, you know, we weren't taught that. So we didn't really see the value of it at all. But it also, in my adult life now, the value of money is different for me because I'm like, I've seen it and I didn't value it then, but now that I work for it, oh, it's a value to it. Like, hey, ain't no way. I might be impulsive, but I'm not about to blow $100,000, you know? But I even think how people were like, man, if I had that, and it's like people always say that if I hit the lottery, it's like, well, if you don't have the knowledge behind it, you're still gonna do the same thing you do now. It's just gonna be, you might got one pack of noodles in your cabinet now. Yeah. Now you're just gonna have a whole pantry full of noodles. You don't have the education.
Yeah.
So
and I think
for sure
you need the duality between both of having known what it's like to succeed, but also know what it's like to fail. But failure just helps sharpen your clarity on what you want to succeed at. Because if you don't want to try again at the thing you failed at, it must really not have meant something to you, not at that level. It might have hurt so bad to lose the opportunity, but if it's really your calling, if it's something you're led to do, failure just helps you to get more clear on, okay, this is why I want to actually succeed at this. This is why I need to try again, versus feeling counted out because of it.
Fail forward.
And fail fast.
Fail forward. Like, because it's a lot of people, especially when it comes to business or weight or anything, when a new year come up, it's like, oh, I got to start over. It's like, you can actually choose to wake up tomorrow and kind of change your whole life. You don't have to wait until January 1st. You don't have to wait until the 15th. You don't have to wait on Monday.
Nope.
We were talking to Q behind the cam. Shout out to Q. But we were talking and it's like, start your diet on a Saturday, the day that you have to sacrifice something. You know?
Why you always waiting until Monday?
When you know you ain't gonna be able to eat nothing, no way.
And by the time you get to Friday, you're gonna feel entitled to do something real reckless all weekend long.
Start on the weekend. How about you just don't go to the bar this weekend? Go get you some. I've even seen different ways of, because I've been kind of looking at different lifestyle changes to go into the new year with, where I seen somebody was able to make content on like different waters, not alkaline versus whatever, but just the different additives that you can add to your water. It was like, let's make the water of the day, and I was like, that's a good way to kind of change up some stuff. To just like drink water
and being creative. So when I start to think about new mindsets, I think about what goes into making habits, and your whole brand, everything from using acronyms for loser and inspired, to me that shouts mindset shift. How do you start your day in the right mindset, and then how do you think you're going to use that to amplify yourself in 2024?
That's a good one, because most of the times you be like, I start my day in the morning like this. My day starts, honestly, tomorrow is when I leave here. The first things that I'm doing is like, or the last thing that I do at the end of the day creates the beginning for the next day. So it's reflection. I'm going through what I did today, how it felt, and just picturing that. And then that sets the tone for the next day. Why? Because when I noticed that when I didn't reflect, let's just say I met you today or you're a coworker of mine or whatever, and we got into an argument, that's gonna be there tomorrow. Come to work feeling some type of way when I see you, wondering how are you gonna react to me. When I'm able to reflect on that, I'm able to see the role I played, and then kind of like change it.
Yeah.
So be like, I didn't even notice that I said that to you, did that. Maybe I was in the wrong. So then I'll reconstruct that, and then the next day, you might still be feeling that way.
But I don't.
Yeah, I'm not caring.
And that's amazing that you said that, because that was one of the first things that I learned from you, Ra. I think one of the first conscious conversations you were talking about emotional retraction.
The refractory period.
Yeah, and that really stuck. Even kind of breaking down road rage and to where it turns from what was it?
Yeah, you start off by, if you're upset about something for a couple of hours to a day, that's a mood. You found yourself in a mood. But if you're upset about something for weeks and months, that starts to turn into a personality trait. And then that just turns into who you are, and you feel entitled to stay that way. But it is only because that catalyst was never something you further looked at and unpacked. You just kept that same emotional charge and you kept applying it over and over.
Right.
And to heal, it's to shorten that refractory period where you don't even let stuff bother you for that long.
And where are you from? You're from Chicago, right?
Right.
And I love that when you said this is just who I am, because you are the first person that I have met, and this is because I ain't met y'all yet, so don't even be mad that I'm saying this about Chicago people, because I ain't met y'all yet. But you're the first person I've met that's from Chicago that I have never heard you say, well, I just got an attitude because that's just who I am. You ain't never been to Chicago. You don't know what we've been through. I'm always hearing you talk about change, and the good thing about you, every time that I've encountered you in any type of way, you never even talk about who you were before the change. And I think that that's an amazing part of the reflection that you do every day, because a lot of the times people will be like, oh, see, if that was me last week, I probably would have flipped this whole table over. And it's kind of like, well, a little bit of that is still there. Because you still talking about it. And it's a possibility that you might still do it, you know.
So even speaking about that, I'm not about to sit here and be like, oh, I'm just zen. Like, that don't exist with me. Like, I balance those things out because there's a time for everything. Like, I just look at it like this. Regardless of what religion you are, I'm not necessarily a religious person. You know, they say, like, spiritual, I have the spirit. But I understand the work. So if you look in the Bible, or you just look at any religious works, God show you. You don't play. Like, all right, everything is good, and then you cross that line. Wiped out the whole, flooded it. And so you're looking at these things, and you're like, all right, so if I want to basically embody that, we're not supposed to just be all happy all the time. You're not supposed to be sad all the time. You're able to balance these emotions out. So the reason why I don't necessarily speak about the past is because I actually battle with it. I actually battle with that. And so something you said about like that being me, and if that was, I was thinking about that for a while, because something that did happen to me when I was 16, like that mentality that we have in Chicago, it's not even just Chicago, it's a lot of inner cities. Where we come from, it was like, it's just crazy for me to think that I was shot at 16 and I felt embarrassed because I didn't have the wounds to show. Like, I hit the back of my leg, almost like divine intervention. And that kind of made me feel weird. I was like, well, because I ain't got it, that means, you know, I don't get the street credit. Like, we are. You don't get the stripes. The mentality is like, we're using that stuff to make us feel more powerful, more respected, more like a man. And once I started to understand that, it was like, that can't be it. That same mentality is going to make me react to you in a way that's not like a man. So it's almost like, I want to just define that for me now and not necessarily associate. So yeah, I am from the city, but it's like that mentality, and a lot of us from the city, like, people don't understand, once you get out, that you're able to grow. And so when we're there, you hesitant to grow. You fearful.
That's growth. That's growth. Even to hear that, because it's I'm telling you. And like you said, it's not just Chicago, it's different places. And I feel like a lot of the times, just from where you come from, a lot of people feel like, well, that's just That's what my mom did. That's what my dad did. That's what they did.
Yeah, it's how we break generations.
All these resources in the world, I can't use them because then what my family gonna do, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that that's great to be able to break out of that.
And even on that real quick, one thing that I thought when I had my first child, it was like, that broke down to me. I was like, why would I want you to experience the same exact things that I experienced? Because then you're going to get the same outcome. Actually, I want to take you out the hood and take you to the suburbs and put you in a good school so you can have a different trajectory as what turns out. I just think it's crazy that we want to experience the same thing. We wonder why we have the same outcomes. It's like,
that's insanity.
It's insanity.
Yeah, doing the same thing and expecting a different result is the definition of it.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think that right there of people expect to do the same thing over and over, and then they're really upset that it's like, why am I? And I was kind of even talking about that, even for the people that are working with content or anything. People are like, well, I post at the same time every day, and nobody's watching. It's like, just change the time that you're posting, and then that way you can kind of, you know, see if it's the time that you're posting. Because what happens even with the algorithm, it's a computer. It's like, okay, they like getting 3 views at 5 o'clock. Because they do it every single day. They do it every day. And then you post at 7 and now you got 200,000. You're like, what changed? What? I'm talking about the same thing. It's like you changed. You changed
a simple shift.
You did something so small.
Yeah.
So there it is. Just change something. Just a little bit.
Make a small adjustment, but make a small adjustment that leads to you being more of yourself.
Yeah.
If we're making these adjustments that are outside of who we are really led to be growing into, we're going to find ourselves meeting obstacles and roadblocks that aren't even ours to worry about or to deal with. So the path of least resistance is the path of authenticity. Even though there will be people who are naysayers, people who are questioning, challenging what you're doing, if it feels in flow for you, let this new year, new mindset be more of who you are.
Yeah, I think that we need a part 2 of this because
we've only talked about growth.
I think I want to get a little bit more in your business sense. I want to get a little bit on the spicy side. We want to find out who we really got sitting on the couch with us, okay? Because y'all got to see a little bit of what are we telling you to do, what we doing. But I think it's time for some advice. So we're going to let you go for now.
Yeah.
And then we're going to come back with a part 2. So then that way you can just subscribe right now to the channel.
Do it now.
Because y'all be watching. I be seeing y'all. Okay. I see y'all. I be going to y'all page. And I ain't even going to say. But I'm going to start DMing you like, hey, I see you watching. What's up?
Yeah. Just come into it a little bit. A little quick subscription.
Yeah.